Welcome to this deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're turning our attention to a really fascinating figure, the 13th century Persian poet and mystic, Rumi.
Mm-hmm. A voice that still resonates so strongly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're specifically looking at his ideas on love, how he saw it relating to relationships. We're drawing from Rumi on the transformative alchemy of love.
That's right. And our goal, really, is to unpack Rumi's core vision here. Love not just as, well, an emotion between two people.
Right, not just romance.
No, but as this powerful, almost spiritual force, an alchemy, as the title suggests. We want to see how this ancient wisdom gives us maybe a different way to look at things like marriage, partnership, and, well, our own growth within them.
And Rumi's starting point, it feels pretty different from how we usually talk about love today, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. He's not just talking feelings or, social contracts.
He sees it as more fundamental.
Much more, like the actual fabric of reality, the energy that animates everything.
Wow. So love is a primal force.
Exactly. The energy pulsing through the universe. He even calls it the language of God.
The language of God.
Yeah, suggesting it's the principle connecting everything. Stars, atoms, us. It's the force that is.
Okay, so if we take that huge cosmic idea,
Mm-hmm.
how does that land when we think about, say, a marriage, a specific relationship?
Well, it completely elevates it, doesn't it?
How so?
Instead of just seeing two people deciding to, share a life, you see their bond as a kind of miniature reflection, a microcosm of that universal divine connection.
So it's reflecting something bigger.
Right. Remember that quote? Love is the bridge between you and everything.
Yeah.
He means that quite literally, I think. Love is the substance connecting you to the universe, to the divine, and very fundamentally to another person.
That perspective must change how you experience the day-to-day stuff in a relationship.
It really can. It encourages you to see that divine spark, that essence, not just in the big moments, but, in the ordinary ones.
Voila.
Like seeing it in your partner's presence, maybe their little quirks, even their vulnerabilities. It brings a kind of sacredness to the connection, reminds you it's part of something vast.
Okay, so love is this universal force reflected in the personal. Now, Rumi also talks a lot about the beloved. That term can be a bit slippery.
It's such a key concept for him. And yes, it's multifaceted. He uses the beloved, of course, to talk about God or the divine.
Right.
But crucially, it's not just external. He also means an inner divine presence, something residing within each of us.
Ah, okay. So when we feel that really intense pull towards someone else, that longing, Rumi might say there's something else going on too, beyond just that person.
Exactly. From Rumi's angle, that intense yearning for a partner can be seen as, well, a reflection of a deeper longing, a longing for the beloved within yourself.
So the external person kind of activates that inner search.
Acts as a catalyst, yes. It awakens it. The relationship becomes the ground for that exploration.
Which means that loving someone, being in a relationship, it becomes this journey of self-discovery almost.
Fundamentally, yes. And the partner plays a crucial role.
How? Like a mirror.
Precisely. The intimacy of a deep connection like marriage holds up a mirror. Your partner, just by being who they are, reflects back parts of your own soul.
The good and the bad.
Absolutely. Your capacity for love, sure, but also your fears, your hidden strengths, your triggers, your vulnerabilities. It all comes out.
It sounds demanding.
It is demanding, but also incredibly profound. It's a path to really knowing yourself, facilitated through the connection with another.
That really makes sense of that other famous Rumi line. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along.
Yes, that captures it perfectly, doesn't it?
It suggests the connection we're looking for out there.
It's actually already part of us,
Yeah.
intrinsically.
Yeah.
The relationship is the space where we perhaps uncover that, realize that connection, often because the other person helps reveal it to us.
So love is both inward and outward. The external leads to the internal. And this seems to push Rumi towards a view of love that maybe breaks some rules, goes beyond convention.
It certainly can feel radical. He's really calling for a love that isn't, let's say, boxed in by societal norms or expectations.
Or the ego's demands.
Especially the ego's demands. He encourages moving past the superficial, judging someone or trying to make them fit your ideal.
So it's about embracing the whole person, even the messy parts.
Yes. Loving the partner for their essence, recognizing the profound, often chaotic beauty of their being, not just the parts that are easy or convenient.
Seeing beyond the surface.
Exactly, beyond the form, the persona. And what's really interesting is how this kind of boundless, almost wild love can actually find its deepest expression, its greatest freedom within the commitment of something like marriage.
That's a fascinating tension. Boundless love within a committed form.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of tension, that brings us to another really powerful Rumi idea, maybe one of those relevant for relationships today. Vulnerability.
Yes, he absolutely doesn't sanitize love or life. Pain, heartbreak, conflict. Rumi sees these not as, signs of failure to be avoided at all costs,
But as what?
as gateways, as essential parts of the whole process.
That famous line comes to mind. The wound is the place where the light enters you.
That's the one. And think about that in a relationship context.
Okay.
Shared suffering, arguments, moments where you feel really exposed and vulnerable. These things can strip away our usual defenses, can't they?
They definitely can. Crack you open.
Right. They crack us open in ways that just cruising along comfortably might not. And if we allow it, these tough moments reveal our true selves, our deep need for real connection, for being seen and accepted, wounds and all.
So Rumi's point isn't to run from the difficulties.
Quite the opposite. It's to embrace them, to see the pain that inevitably comes with deep connection, not as an endpoint, but as part of the transformation.
A channel for wisdom.
A channel for wisdom, for deeper understanding, for empathy. It's reframing those hard times not as reasons to pull away, but as opportunities. Opportunities for growth, for compassion, for forging an even stronger bond because you weathered it together. The light enters through the crack.
Navigating all this, the connection, the self-discovery, the wounds, the light, it sounds like it requires a certain kind of attitude. Rumi talks about surrender and trust a lot, spiritually. Does that apply here too?
Very much so. But surrender in a relationship, in Rumi's sense, isn't about being a doormat or giving up.
What is it then?
It's more about surrendering the ego's constant need to control things.
Controlling your partner.
Or controlling the relationship's outcome, trying to force it into a certain shape, demanding guarantees.
So it's about trusting the process itself, letting go a bit.
Yes. Trusting the organic flow of love between you. Allowing it to unfold naturally, even when, maybe especially when, it feels uncertain or you don't know where it's heading.
Trusting the journey you're on together.
Exactly. Surrendering to the present moment you share, accepting the fundamental mystery that is another person's soul and your connection to it.
And what does that kind of surrender, that trust in the mystery, enable?
Well, Rumi would suggest it's the key to really profound intimacy.
Yeah.
Because when you loosen that ego grip, that need to manage and predict everything, you create space. Space for a much bigger, more expansive kind of love to flow through.
A love not based on fear.
Right. Not based on fear or needing security through control. It's a love that thrives on faith. Faith in the bond, faith in the shared journey, faith in that beloved presence, both within you and between you.
It's a radically different way to think about being with someone. Okay, so just to quickly recap the ground we've covered. We started with Rumi's view of love as this fundamental, universal force, almost the energy of existence.
And how our relationships can be tiny reflections of that huge reality.
Right. Then we explored his idea of the beloved within, and how longing for another person can actually be part of a journey to find that divine spark inside ourselves.
With the partner acting as a crucial mirror in that self-discovery process.
Yeah. Then we talked about his call to love beyond just conventions and forms, to really embrace the essence of a person.
The messy, beautiful totality.
And importantly, how vulnerability and pain aren't roadblocks, but actually gateways. The wound is where the light enters.
Essential for growth and deeper connection.
And finally, we touched on how surrender and trust, letting go of control, can open the door to a much deeper, more expansive intimacy.
Trusting the flow, the mystery.
So, as a final thought for you listening, Rumi's perspective really invites reflection.
It does. Maybe consider this. If that deep longing we feel for connection with another is, at its core, part of a journey to find the beloved within ourselves, then how might intentionally embracing vulnerability, letting ourselves be seen in our imperfections, and consciously trying to surrender that need for control, how might that truly shift your own understanding, your own experience of connection?
Both with others.
And maybe most importantly, with yourself.